Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody had a happy Father's Day with their loved ones on Sunday. Happy Juneteenth today if you celebrate it. And we welcome you to coverage of the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series and the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 175. If you're a fan of short track racing, beating and banging, close fender contact, rubbing, bumping runs, even possibility, we are going to have that all tonight in the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 175 from the 3/4 mile Richmond Raceway. The next stop again on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. I'm Wesley Outland. William Tiller is alongside, sweating it out in Florida. It's hot down in Florida, William, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It is storming outside as well, so it's always fun to do a broadcast when it's thunder and lightning.
Well, believe it or not, me and you were in the same boat because there's thunderstorms where I'm at in my broadcast studio in North Carolina as well. So hopefully everything will work great. Adam Fligger is our director pushing the buttons. And we are ready to give you the starting lineup again of the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 175 of the Pole Fast Qualifier from Pennsylvania, where I'll be at in a couple of weeks. 22.358 seconds. Lance Miller is on the pole. Tyler Dittmer from Virginia to the outside, the 34. Ironically, where I'll be this weekend. Blake Lothian coming off of a big win last week at the Roval at Charlotte, dominating at Charlotte, if you will. Sean Hamilton will be alongside our friend of the North in Canada, row 2. Joey Doucette and Hunter Parsons will make up row number 3. Chris Blanchard, Zach Hartwig will make up row 4. And, William, you got Brandon Broadfoot and Adam Newbert, the defending series champion. He'll start 10th.
Yeah, looking at outside of the top 10 in the 11th position, we have the 48 machine of Robbie Richards. 12th position, we have the 82 of Adam Newton. 13th position, we have the 5 machine of Jason Morales. They're rocking new paint schemes there tonight. Keep an eye out for that. 14th position is going to be the 24, the boss man himself, Brady LaBeouf. 15th position is going to have Justin White in that 2. 16th position is going to have one of those hot rookies we've had so far this season, the 23 of Joey Stires. 17th position is going to have the 971 of Nathan Maurer. 18th position is going to have the 30 of Ron Hunter, and rounding out our top 20, we'll have the 19th position of Jacob Klinkart in the 1, and 20th position of Jose Luis Rivera to match that car number.
Taylor Peacock, the winner of a wild race of the trucks for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series at Talladega on Friday night. We'll have a recap of that with, of course, William on the call along with Jacob Reeves. He'll be on row 11 inside. Tyler Daniels, Daytona pole winner, to the outside in the 22nd spot. And that is row 11. Row number 12 will find Kerry Tribune and Ed Osborne. Row 13, Tim Hammond, Chris Kynes. That's the 69 and 29. Adam Cantwell and James Morris right there in the 27th and 28th spot. And around that, the top 30, Noah Willis, Daytona winner. Jeffrey Johnson alongside in 33.
Yeah, and you look at that grid here tonight, one of the things, you look at some of those other drivers that are in the mix here, James D. Morris, Noah Willis, and you mentioned that name of Noah Willis, one of those drivers, the rookie drivers who have won this season, won dual race number 2 at Daytona. One of the things this season, Wesley, it's been a mix of drivers that have won. We've had rookies, Tyler Daniels, Joey Stires, Noah Willis, big names, Nathan Maurer, Blake Lothian with wins as well this season. Look out here tonight. We could have a multiple different winner here tonight. Right now, the pace truck is taking us around Richmond. We await the drop of the green flag. Lance Miller is going to rock that Miller High Life paint scheme to the drop of the green flag here in the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 175. And there goes the pace truck off the top of the grid. Let's get things rocking and rolling here tonight at Richmond as Lance Miller takes the green flag down to corner number 1 in the Darren's Nail Repair 175. Pretty clean so far. Saw a bit of a wiggle out of the 43 truck of Blake Lothian. Right now, Lance Miller takes us into 3 and 4 as our race leader. You see the 34 machine right there as well. clean 1 lap into the books here in Darren's Nail Gun Repair 175 as Lance Miller still leading the way. It's an early battle right there brewing up between the 16 machine. There goes the 89 to the outside of Blake Lothian here down the backstretch. Still clean. Lance Miller takes us into 3 and 4. Right now, Lance Miller is still leading as we have a battle for third brewing up. That's Blake Lothian and Sean Hamilton beating it out right there. The 89 machine's been pretty quick. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle off of 2. That's going to slow that momentum as we're single file racing down in the corner. There goes the 16 machine. The Joker wants to steal a spot from our friend from the north. Right there is Joey Doucette thinks the inside of the 89. That is a battle for a spot inside the top 5 here. A few laps into this race, single file on the inside lane around Richmond. A lot more jumbled up down the grid there. The spots 15 through 20 looks like the desperation zone right there. As you see, a lot of battles brewing up on the racetrack. There's Jose Luis Rivera. He's in that 20th spot. He is under fire from Tyler Daniels in the 95 machine. Also, Kerry Tribuse in this mix as well. You see a lot of big names here jumping up at the low side of the grid. These are spots 22nd, 23rd, 21st, and 20th on the racetrack right now. So a long way to go here in the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 175. Keep an eye out for one of these drivers, though, in this mix to be in that battle at the end. We always see it here in these races. Here tonight, we're going to run 50 laps in stage number 1. Stage number 2 is going to be 100 laps, and the end of this race is going to happen at 175. So keep an eye out for that 75 lap window to be the most important, most crucial aspect of this race. Watch out here tonight. These drivers will have 5 sets of tires, 100% fuel capacity, no fast repairs, folks. If this is your first time tuning into the NASRA 360 Racing Network, that is my favorite rule here. These drivers have no fast repairs. You know, with the new damage model, these trucks can take some damage. And watch out as this race heats up here at Richmond, as we're starting to see some battles percolate. Tyler Daniels, that's right there, trying to get around as we're off of 4 here on the front stretch. As you see right there, there's Lance Miller, Tyler Dittmer. They're going to separate from third. Third position now is solo, held by Sean Hamilton. They're in the 89. You see a battle for 4th, though. There's Blake Lothian. The Joker is trying to move up the grid right there as well in that 5th spot. But again, it's a 2-truck battle here. 10 laps into this race. Your eyes were off of 2 down the backstretch. Now Lance Miller still leads the way 11 laps into this race. You see a battle for 4th now. That is Joey Doucette right there as well. What I'm noticing here, folks, just a couple laps into this race, if you can find a partner in this race and you guys can work together on the inside lane, you can start to separate. As now we see a battle right there. That is the money man himself, Adam Newbert, up 3 spots from the top of the green flag. He just got around Chris Blanchard in that 9. Unfortunately, Chris was eliminated from championship contention in our Friday night series here in the Monday night series, trying to get a victory here this season. Few weeks into this season, already numerous different winners. Joey Stires looks like one of those contenders for Rookie of the Year, though. He has a win in the regular season, also has a win during those speed weeks to kick off. But also our defending champion, we're taking an eye out on the money man here, Adam Newbert in that 4. Hasn't really gotten the ball rolling in the right direction so far. Loves it when I spotlight that 4. But we're also used to seeing that 4 in victory lane. It's been a few weeks since the money man has cashed in. Right now as Joey Doucette gets around Blake Lothian right there. The 43 truck, 14 laps into this race, and I'll bring our producer Adam Flieger into the booth here for just a second. I think Wesley headed down pit road to get some insight from the drivers. And Adam, we're watching this race play out, but a lot of single file racing. Are you surprised everybody's staying in line as we have a caution out just as I ask you that question?
Yeah, caution's out, and I hope I'm okay to come on air here.
Our first caution of the night here in the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 175. Bring out that Serve Pro Caution Clean Up crew. See what they have to clean up here as we get this replay revved up for you here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. We brought out our first caution of the night. It took a few laps, 14 laps into this race. Look here at Blake Lothian in that 43 truck. We'll check out what brought out our first Serve Pro caution of the night here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. And here we go. We'll take a look here. See what happens. It's hard to see with that chromed out number who that is on the racetrack. It looks like just going to have a tough go there into the corner. Look like the 79 machine. I believe that's Donnie Lyons in the 79.
That's Donnie Lyons, but I think that
You see him right there. That's just going to be a solo incident. And Adam, again, I'll bring you in here. What do you think caused that out of Donnie? Looks like he disconnected from the server, possibly. Maybe some hardware issues.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at the replay, and I do not think Donnie Lyons was the cause of that. I'm trying to see where the caution is.
As we're under caution here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Check out what brought out our first caution of the night. That Donnie Lyons in the 79 machine. Looked like he had a solo incident by himself.
Down on the
So
end,
the
that
field
would have been
is A-OK.
That was.
Just a single accident, single truck event there. Take a look at that. Again, caution is brought to you by Serve Pro. Serve Pro, we are so happy to have you on as our official caution flag sponsor. Serve Pro, restoring homes affected by fire, water, mold, or hurricanes. I got hurricane season going on down here in Florida right here during the summertime. So Serve Pro could definitely help us out down here. They're going to help out with the cleanup of the calamity that just happened here. Our first caution of the night here at Richmond. You see right there, there's another truck on the infield grass. That's Zach Hartwick there in the 71 machine. Looks like just a residual effect from what happened with the 79 machine as well. But as we're under our first caution of the night here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back for more Stage 1 action here from Richmond. All right, green flag is in the air here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Right now, it's Tyler Dittmer, our race leader in that 34 machine. We apologize for jumping on there. We missed the drop of the green flag. It's because we're joined by our special guest up here in the booth. We have Michael McKinnon up here. And Michael, you're usually driving these trucks here tonight. In for a treat to have you up here at Richmond. Tyler Dittmer leading the way into one.
I tell you what, Will, I'm excited to be up here. We're trying to learn how to do this track with a lot of guys. This thing is very, very technical, but Tyler, he's going to make it look real simple right here at the beginning.
He sure is right there. Waited his time to get the top spot of the grid. 34 machine now, former broadcaster here at the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. And me and Wesley have touched on it a few times here as he takes us into 1 and 2. We can see why he was so eager and itching to get behind the wheel of these trucks, because he's good at it, Michael, and he's leading the way here. He has a bunch of top 10s, a bunch of top 5s already to kick off the season. Our leader off of 3 and 4.
Yeah, Tyler's one of those guys that he's just a silent killer, right? He's going to show up. He's going to run the front all day. Now, Richmond is this. I don't know what you and Wesley talked about. If you overdrive this track, you are dead. If you can hit everything nice and smooth, it's good. You just got to, the tire wear is horrible here, so you want to hit this thing smooth, roll them out. Tyler's great at that. Here we go. We got, go ahead, Will.
No, we're right on board the money man himself right now, Adam Newbert, as we have that Serve Pro caution logo up there. We love that Serve Pro is our sponsor there for the caution. The money man here, Michael, I touched on it. He hasn't really cashed in what we saw in the previous season. A lot more names here in the mix, a lot more rookies he has to contend with right now, trying to stay inside the top 10.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys moving up in stature, moving up in all this. You just have to watch her. You don't want to overdrive. He's doing a really good job of rolling in soft, come off hard. That's what Richmond's all about. You're going to watch Adam will move forward as the night goes.
As right now the race is 27 laps in. I touched on it here. Tonight's stage number 1 will come to an end on lap 50. And Michael, you know, you've seen that Friday night series, you've seen the Monday night series as well. Those stage points do come into play. Seasons can come down to points, just like in our Friday night series. We had a driver eliminated by 1 point in that championship contention. Right now, though, we have Nathan Maurer battling out for a position, single file lane in the top of the grid here. And you know, I asked Adam this question: what causes this single file lane line racing around Richmond here? We see a lot more jumbled up between 15th and 20th positions.
Well, I'll tell you what, Will, what happens is everybody wants the same spot on the track, so you want to keep it real low into 4. You want to keep it kind of a big arc and off of 1 and 2. So everybody wants the same line. It's going to hurt, you know, once you get in line, it's hard to pass because you're running the same line as everybody in front of you.
Now we have Wesley Allen back from pit road. And Wesley, what kind of insight and information did you learn while you were down pit road about this wonderful racetrack of Richmond, as we've already had our first caution of the night?
Nothing. Just be surprised I ain't threw my equipment out the window yet in the storm. Honestly, it's short track racing, right? You have short tracks. You have the similarities of course, the long green flag run, but of course before that, green caution, and you know, we're 30 laps into this race right now. Still a lot to go. 20 laps left to go in stage 1. Everybody just kind of minding their P's and Q's, if you will, and obviously it's really too early, guys, to make an assumption of who we think's going to win this race here. And by the way, normally Richmond Raceway is a race that's normally ran at night. We're racing in the daytime, and that's a completely different racetrack as well when you run in the daytime at Richmond.
Yeah, Wesley brings up a good point right there, Will. Every little bit of temperature in this track makes it a little bit worse. It's a little looser. It's just hard to run, so I'm just glad to hear him back on the line. I'm sorry it's got so much problems with the connectivity, but these guys are going to be fighting the exact same conditions. They're going to want the exact same line. It's going to make it very hard to pass for these guys.
Very hard indeed. Right now, as we creep up to lap 40 here at Richmond, this is the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 175. Of course, we have that one to go, that white flag that's also sponsored by Darren's Nail Gun Repair. Right now, though, guys, what I'm watching is this battle brewing up here in the bottom half of the pack as we have a truck pull out of line. That's Jose Luis Rivera that's under fire once again into 3 and 4 right now. Jose Luis Rivera will race for a championship, guys, in that Friday night series here in this Monday night series, though, having a pretty good season. Wants to do better here tonight. He's just inside the top 20.
Everybody right now, I think right now, Michael, everybody just kind of just riding here. We had that caution flag in the early of the race, but right now I think this is probably the time. And Michael, you're a racer yourself. I think this is the time where you just kind of figure out what the truck's doing handling-wise, where you're good, where your strengths and weaknesses are. I don't think you really need to make any daring moves at this time of the race so far.
No, Wesley, I'm 100% with you here. This is, let's see what I've got. Let me run my line. Let's see if we can move forward, inch by inch. That's what it is. It's a little tire wear. It's do a little better. Move forward. You see Adam Newton right here. He's probably quicker than the two in front, but he's not going to push the issue. It'll open up here in just a little bit for him.
Yeah, riding on board with Adam Newton here, that 82 machine. Pretty awesome shot here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. And guys, you're going to see him try to hold on to position right now. Adam Newton here has been getting us confused with Adam Newbert just because of the runs he's had lately, guys. A lot of speed underneath the wheels in that 82.
I'll tell you what, I've ridden here really good. This is one of my better tracks. I really love the line. Guys want to enter 3 and 4 really high. I don't agree with that one bit. You want to be right down on the bottom, and down here, in 1 and 2, you want to arc. Here he goes. I'm going to guarantee you he's going to get a runoff on both these guys. He's coming right now.
I got to ask you this question, Michael. The way that you drive Richmond, obviously, the way you turn in the corners off the straightaway into 1 and 2, it's got to be totally different than the way going into 3 and 4, isn't it?
Well, that's 100%, Wesley. 1 and 2. If you drive it in deep, you're in trouble. If you let off early, you roll the center, you come off, you're good. 3 and 4, you don't really have a choice. You got to kind of shove it in and use the brake. But 1 and 2, big, wide, sweeping corner. If you hit it just right, you can brake once, then you brake a second time, and it'll put you straight off the corner. And that's what you're seeing with these guys.
So far here tonight into this race, only one caution flag, and it was a split effect, a domino effect, if you will. It wasn't any heavy damage in it, and the driver's still going to ride on board with Nathan Maurer, though, here in this 971. Right now, Nathan Maurer sits right inside of the top 10, right outside of the top 10, actually, right in that 12th position, though. Showing some speed here tonight, guys. He's just outside trying to get around, Justin White in that, too, and Robbie Richards, who's inside the top 10.
Really impressed with the drive he's got right now as you look on the scoring ticker of the 40 trucks that took the green flag for the Sim Racer Hub NASCAR Series. Darren Nail Guns Repair, 175 from Richmond. We're under 10 laps to go in stage number 1. First stage will go to lap number 50. Then we got another 50-lap stage to lap 100. Stage 3 will go to lap 75. There is 3 attempts at overtime if necessary. And, of course, on 100% fuel capacity, 5 sets of tires given in this race. Michael, how many tires per se would you use? All 5 sets, as we got a battle for the lead. Dittmer and Hamilton going at it for that position off of turn number 2 to the back stretch. But tires, obviously the cliche, what wins races. Michael, do you use all 5 sets of tires, or do you just have them as a safety net?
Well, I'll tell you what, Wesley, every time I get an opportunity, if I have an opportunity to take tires, I'm going to. If it won't cost track position. You're seeing Sean Hamilton. He's fighting real hard here. Oh, we got a caution right now. I guess I missed it somewhere on the track, but caution is on the speedway.
Yeah, we've got a yellow flag out, another Surf Pro caution flag, if you will. William Tiller, our producer director extraordinaire, Adam Flieger, will try to track it down, and we'll find out what happened to put us under the yellow flag right before the end of stage number 1 here at Richmond.
Absolutely, our second caution of the night here, that Surf Pro caution. Check it out here on this instant replay if you're watching along with us here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Looks like it happened at the top of the grid there. There's Sean Hamilton in the 89. Nope, we're going to jump back there. There's Donnie Lyons in the 79 machine right there. We'll see who gets... That just
is that
looks
Chris
like
Kynes? Is that Chris Kynes? I believe it is. Yeah.
Might be a little net code here, guys. We're gonna see a guy come inside, and then Lyons is just gone.
We'll check it out here.
I
See,
don't think it's
that's
net code. I don't think it's net code.
Yeah, I don't think it's net code either there.
Ooh.
No, that's not net code either, Michael. I think there was a little contact going in the corner. Honestly, when you drive in the corner like that, Michael, as a driver analyst, you could see that kind of happen easily. A lot of contact made for sure.
Now, I'm sorry, Michael. We're watching this caution flag between these two now. Did something happen between our leaders? Because I'm also seeing Tyler Dittmer and Sean Hamilton now registered in the 30th and 31st position. They were leading this race.
Well,
I wonder if they pitted.
Yeah, we may want to look at pitting right there, but what you just saw, everybody that's watching this race, everybody wants to go fast. You hit the apex at this place low, you have no choice but to slide up the track, and that's what we just saw. It's like, well, I got to get past this lap car, gotta go, and there you go. It cost you because no patience, too low, your angle's wrong, you slide up. So that's what you get right there.
Yeah, and Michael, I wanted to ask you here, with the new damage model on these trucks, I think that's been a topic of discussion here. These couple cautions we've had with this new damage model, do you think that's really put a hindrance on any of these drivers here tonight?
Well, I haven't been able to race with the model a lot. All I know is the old model, if you had right front damage, it would hurt your engine. If you got right front, which is what we just saw right there, that would literally hurt your horsepower. So horsepower is the key to this track. I mean, it's not a lot of arrows, so let's kind of wait and see if somebody still has pace. We'll know they're not hurt. It's not so much arrow, it's more of keeping your engine intact.
By the way, Michael and William, we are being told that that Brandon Broadfoot will now be the new leader. His last time on the pit lane was on lap 16. Tyler Dittmer, Lance Miller, Blake Lothian, all the drivers that we were mentioning during the on-pole instant replay during our second Serve Pro caution, William, they came to the pits. So that is where we saw the cattywampus of the leaders all the way to the back of the top 30 on the scoring pylon. Everything updates now, and they're going to be in position, or at least Tyler Dittmer will now be in that second spot in the 34 truck from Virginia.
And Wesley, I know you love fun facts on the racetrack here tonight at Richmond. I was actually contacted before the broadcast started. If you remember, a few months ago, we had the over-the-top Designs Xfinity Series here at Nashville. You know who won that race, Wesley? It was Mr. Hunter Parsons, who's now registered in the 5th position.
Yeah, that was a pretty wild race. So it's actually at Richmond Raceway, guys, right here in that Thursday series. That was over with double overtime, and finally Hunter Parsons got around him and was able to get the win. So, yeah, that was pretty wild. What you got, Michael?
You guys telling me we have a 40-lap tired driver leading this race right now?
Exactly.
I think we do, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to last very long. That's going to last for maybe half a corner. If you want to get your TV time, Brandon, there you are, buddy. Get your TV time.
From Chico.
Hold on tight, my boy.
I don't know if they're going to be able to. Are they going to get one lap in for the end of stage one? Or are they going to actually try to go for one lap, William, for stage one here? We're coming for a restart.
I think it looks that way. We're not being told anything else. We'll see if the caution flag waves here as Brandon Broadfoot takes us across the line down to 1 and 2. I'm going to assume that was the end of stage number 1. We'll confirm that right now as Blake Lothian goes to the inside of the 22 machine. As we're off of 2 right now, the 22 is already starting to plug that line as we're off of 2 into 3 and 4.
Oh, Broadfoot, way up the hill. Oh, my goodness, guys. Oh, no. But obviously, you know, that's the cliche, Michael, of bringing that knife to a gunfight. And I believe this race is going to go into stage number 2. Michael McKinnon, am I correct? We had a caution very close to the end of the first stage, around lap 47. They're just going to say, okay, guys, that was the end of the stage break. Now we move into stage 2.
Yeah, I think that's right, Wesley. They're just rolling right along, and we knew that was going to happen to Brandon. It's the second half of lap on tires. There was no reason to do that. Take your tires, keep your track position, move forward. Right now, he's going to end up way back in the field before this is over.
Blake Lothian, our leader, into 3 and 4. Lance Miller right there as well. Tyler Dittmer back into that podium spot in the 3rd spot. Has the Joker right behind him as we're across the start-finish line into 1 and 2.
Can I give a shout out to Lance Miller? He came in this league 3 or 4 seasons ago. He had a lot of troubles. He had a great run at the Roval. He's having a great run now. Let's spotlight the 21. Lance having a great run right now. Let's hope he can just maintain patience, keep going forward. Tires are everything here.
Michael, we got to go back to you, bud. What's your thoughts of that wild finish, of course, with Taylor Peacock picking up the win? He's in the 17th position right now, but pretty crazy race finish there at Talladega on Friday night. I know that I had other race announcing obligations, but I did check out the finish, and I was literally in shock and awe myself. And probably even a better finish than what the Cars Tour provided at Dominion Raceway between Bobby McCarty and Brendan McQueen on Saturday.
I'll tell you what, Wesley, when you are 4 wide and you are 2 100s apart, it was a great finish. Taylor is just one of the best super speedway racers there is. That is his specialty, that and short tracks. So as you're watching right now, I guarantee he's got a game plan. He's going to come forward here. He's great at short tracks. He's great at super speedways. He just happened to have a teammate that didn't want to take him all the way to the wall, and he was able to pull it out. It was a fantastic finish.
Probably one of the greatest finishes, I believe, William Tiller in the history of NASCAR. What a fantastic job that you and Jacob Reeves did on bringing it to the call there for the finish last Friday night.
Oh, it was absolutely perfect. And just the shot of that, you know, as I posted on my social media channels, some like to call it a video game, some like to call it a simulator, but when you have finishes come down to 2 100ths of a second and you have freeze frame images of 3 wide and then 2 other trucks right in the mix as well, it is absolutely breathtaking. It was a blast to call. I'm sure we're in for another great finish here tonight.
Yeah, so far we're watching all of this action transpire. Guys, obviously I'm back on my main port. I realized as soon as we were having all the issues with the storms here in the Carolinas that I got Discord on my cell phone. And while I was waiting for everything to boot back up, obviously I jumped on and brought it to you. Blake Lothian now, the Ford number 43. William, he is leading the way, and he's carrying that momentum after dominating. I don't want to say winning. He dominated the Roval at Charlotte last week.
Yeah, Blake coming into this race, a lot of confidence, a lot of mojo, a lot of swagger behind the wheel of that 43 truck. And not the same result last week that we saw him at that Roval. Blake, though, probably one of the strongest competitors in this field, a reallifecars.com driver there. We mentioned a few times here on these broadcasts. We invite you to go check out Blake Lothian Racing, where you can purchase that merch, where you can support his real-life racing endeavors. We have a few real-life race car drivers here in the field here tonight. Various levels of competition, Wesley, but it just brews for awesome races here.
Hey, Michael, I know you live near close to the Arches of St. Louis, Missouri, bud. Was you able to make it out to Gateway for the NASCAR races a couple of weeks ago, or have you been in the last 2 years?
Well, I was not able to. I've been to Talladega in the last couple of years.
Cool.
Can we get an in-car shot of Blake? I know where I want to lift here. I want to see if he's going way, way deeper. It's 1 and 2 is the number 1 corner. Everybody thinks it's 3 and 4. It's 1 and 2. And we watch these guys. If they come down here, watch these white lines on the side. That's your mark. That's not the line you want. He's going to burn his tires up. He's going to get past. So that's fine. I just want to see what he's doing.
Well, he's the man leading the way right now. Fastest lap of the race, by the way, as well. 22.529 seconds. And he is tethering there with the 23 second mark, but the Wesley Mass driver, as Michael McKinnon mentioned, needs to get a little bit more to the white line. Am I right? To the outside lane, Michael. He's more hugging the bottom of the yellow line below the apron, and in doing so, that's kind of taking that momentum away from him as he arcs and diamonds off and goes to the straightaway.
That's 100% right, Wesley. He needs to be a little wider in 1 and 2, make it straighter. 3 and 4 is fine. 1 and 2, he's too low when he enters. There's Hunter. See how it takes him a long time to come down. This will pay the price on him here in a little bit.
And I got to say this as well, guys. You got to be careful of hugging the bottom of the yellow line, because if you do drift up too fast, you might hit another truck, or you might even take yourself out and hit the safer barrier.
Yeah, we've already seen one of those cautions cause from that. Michael talked about that overdrive into the entry of the corner can cause exactly what you were just talking about there, Wesley. And now, exactly as we're talking about caution flags, we have one on the racetrack once again, our third caution of the night.
Well, we got a stack up, couple of trucks up under below the flag stand here in the tri-oval at Richmond Raceway. Caution out again. This will bring our third yellow flag of the race. Of course, Serve Pro, Fire and Water Cleanup and Restoration, our sponsor for the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. Here is the on the pole instant replay. And Michael, I guess right here, just close corners racing. Somebody zigged and zagged, ran out of room, and there's the end result there as they got put in the fence.
That's 100%. That's I'm clear, but you're not. You want the bottom of 3 and 4. I don't care what anybody says. You want it all the way to the bottom line. But to make it work, you got to work it out to the outside. Was not clear, a little too much throttle, and looks like Cody Knott possibly paid the price.
That was the 26 of Cody Knott there, Michael, and we'll see the 26. And Michael, you see we talked about driving into these corners. That's actually on the exit of 4. What other options do you have there if you're the 26th? Is it to stay low? Is it to just maybe let off a little bit, make sure you don't make contact? What other options does the 26 have there?
Well, there's several options, but if you take the line you need, which he did, he's going to make a pass, right? And you'll notice he got the run. What it is he was way too high coming off. If he could wrap the bottom a little more, he'll make this pass. Watch him slide up. He's loose, and that's the end of it. I'm sorry, it's very technical here.
Yeah.
If you do it right, you're fast. If you don't, that's what you get right there.
And Michael, here's the deal. Adam Cantwell, he didn't do anything wrong. He's holding his line. And basically it was just he turned into the right just a little too soon, and there's the end result of what just happened there with Cody Knott.
Yeah, that's a racing incident right there. You think you're good. Guys coming for the pass. You have to be aware for it. But watch Cody right here. He just up. The only thing Adam could do right here is lift. But most guys aren't going to do it.
Boy, what a hard shot. Yeah.
Hard shot for Cody right there.
And that's one of those deals where obviously, the Adam Cantwell hooked the right rear off of the 26 of Cody Knott. But what I mean by hook the right rear, he didn't intentionally turn him in blunt force into the wall like we saw between obviously Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott or Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace at Kansas last year, at Charlotte this year. And that was a lot of conversation of controversy, if you will, on comments of what that was. Obviously not shot up the racetrack, thought he was clear, hit the left rear, and there you see the point standings right now. I got to tell you what, William, we've covered most of these races this year. We've not really seen anybody per se dominate all of the races this season. We've had multiple different winners. Blake Lothian is a sub racer, doesn't run for the championship, not running for a points championship. There's still a lot more races left to go for anybody to have a shot to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely, Wesley, as we're under the Serve Pro caution here. And I think that's one of the things about this season, too. We saw the Money Man dominate season 1. That's why he earned that moniker as the Money Man, winning so many races there in such a short amount of time. But here in this season, we have the rookies really coming out. Joey Steyer is doing a great job this go of things. We have Robbie Richards up there. The 48 machine has really turned things around as well. Nathan Maurer is doing a great job. We have former broadcaster and now turned Mr. Top 10, Tyler Dittmer, right there in the 4th spot in the point standings. And Wesley, I'm excited to see where this season can go, who's going to be the champion at the end of this. Because as we've seen in the Friday night series, as long as you can make it to the championship 6, you have a shot.
Speaking of the championship, we'll decide the season 6 champion. Am I right, Michael, this Friday night?
That's right. Charlotte Motor Speedway, Friday night. We're going to see if both lines go as we got the green flag in the air. 6
drivers will battle it out for the championship to determine the title for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. That is 9 p.m. Eastern, Friday night on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. That wraps up our Serve Pro caution. We're back under green. And Lothian and Dittmer are going at it again like somebody stole something for the lead as they work off the corner. Doucette and Parsons. William making a climb to the field. He's out of the top 3 going back to 1.
Yeah, and I talked about Parsons winning this race in the over-the-top designs Xfinity Series, trying to do it again here tonight. He talked about a late race incident that had him in contention there, and then he just kept going through, won that race in the Xfinity cars. Right there, we have a battle between the Joker and the Money Man off of 3 and 4. And Wesley, we want to talk about that last caution we just had. Took out the likes of Cody Knott, Tim Hammond, Zach Hartwick, Curtis Rogers, and Donnie Lyons. All those trucks that are now multiple laps down.
Watching them here working off the corner, diming it off of turn number 2, back to the back straightaway. Look at them all bunched up with each other. There's Doucette. Chevrolet in the 5th spot. Look behind them. Stiers, Newton, Miller, Richards, Maurer. It's just utter chaos watching these guys go back at it in turn 1, Michael. This is a storm brewing.
It's a big storm brewing, but what I'm really liking, I'm watching Adam Newton, Robbie Richards. These guys are able to really hook turn 4, and that's going to pay dividends. As long as they're not sliding out, it's going to pay dividends for them here in a little bit. I say that, and Lance Miller puts the pressure all over Robbie Richards going into that.
Got to be approaching about 25 laps to go here in stage number 2. 75 laps is the current distance of the race, and all the while it's Lothian still the leader, but we're watching now the battle inside the top 10. Joey Stiers, Robert Richards, Lance Miller, Nate Maurer, all of these guys, William, going at it side by side as they work them back into the corner. There's the battle for second. That's a 3-truck battle behind the leader, Lothian. Dittmer, Parsons, and Newbert going at it. Whoa!
Yeah,
Sideways, hold on to it. And that is the result of one truck getting loose, Michael McKinnon, everybody getting on the binders, and somehow they saved it. No caution.
Wow, we'll have to try to cue up a replay there, Michael. My goodness, somehow, some way, those drivers saved it.
Them guys in front of you get loose, you're like, oh my God, and you lift, and then next thing you know, you just lost 3/4 tenths because he held on to it.
What a save, man. I believe it's Taylor Peacock, by the way, the truck that was just wicked loose. He's lost a couple of more spots. He's fell back into the 10th spot. He was up in 6th, 7th, and 8th battling with those trucks, but what a save by the by the Peacock truck. And then there was a great truck where it all started, getting really loose on the top right, got sideways, made everybody, I believe, check up behind them, and then that made Peacock, it looked like bounce off the safer barrier on the back stretch, William Tiller, and then somehow, some way, he was able to get back going. Nobody bounced off of him. He was able to get his own rhythm back and keep on going. We stay under green.
Yeah, I think he's just still riding the magic carpet from that win up a couple days ago. The 81 machine said, nothing's going to stop me here tonight. I'm still riding on the mojo of winning by 2/100ths of a second as we're off of 4. Taylor Peacock trying to push that truck to the top.
What a great race Talladega was, Michael, for sure. And obviously, you got to drive Richmond different than Talladega.
Well, Richmond's totally different. If you watch Taylor, he's going to stay on the bottom most of the time. And if you get somebody on your outside, they're going to fight you and fight you and fight you. Then their tires are they're gone. He's just easing forward. And it's a guy I'm going to look for here in a little bit. Then I'm going to look for Hunter Parsons. If Blake is still running the same line he was, Hunter Parsons is going to get him here in a minute.
Oh, we got a little controversy, Michael, and William. We're getting some commentary in the NASRA post chat with guys like Cody Knott, and Cody Knott says, was not on me, gentlemen. He loves racing me hard, referring to the 10 of Adam Cantwell. I am very, very good at this track, and he essentially was running. Oh, we got a caution. Oh, here we go. A couple of trucks bouncing off the wall, climbing back up the bank, Kyle Hess and others involved. And they pull away from that skirmish, and we go into the yellow flag. But I quote back to what Cody Knott said here. I am very, very good at Richmond, and he essentially, referring to Adam Cantwell, was running a lower line to force me to run a lower line, and I was not anticipating that. Second time this season, I was wrecked by Adam Cantwell. I ran the same line every lap. So what we see might be different than the way the drivers feel about it, Michael, and sometimes that happens that way.
I'm going to say 100%. Now, this is my team leader for next year. I'm going to Warrior with Cody and Bullock and Meza and some other guys.
So what happens here?
You did not get pinched. You should have lifted and kept your line. I'm going to say that's wrong.
All right.
this looks like an incident between Ron Hunter and the 30. A few more trucks there on the low side of the grid. That looks like Brandon Bullock on the 17 truck's going to get the last end of this here on the Serve Pro caution. And guys, that looks like 4 trucks that might be out of this race.
Yeah, I don't think anybody hit hard enough to really be hurt. Like I said, as long as your engine works, you can get back in it.
You know, there are some of the races that we do with iRacing that where sometimes you're given, well, there you go, Ron Hunter, down to the left, to the right rear of the truck, got him spun. Hunter
right here.
continue along, and then here you see Hess and Bullock and some other trucks again into the wall. And obviously, and I say again, sometimes we have done racing events where you're given a fast repair. Michael, you race differently, obviously, when you know you don't have a fast repair, which is basically the mulligan of a master reset, and you can continue. If you don't have that for this series, you've got to race differently. There's got to be give and take with these guys.
Well, that's 100%, and we did it on purpose, okay? We can't have a guy 3 laps to go in and wipe out 6 dudes because he's going to dive bomb, and then get a fast repair, come out, take green light, checker, win the race. We wanted this as real as you could possibly get it when we set it up. So it's put your truck in right positions or get hurt. That was a decision made by me and Brady as soon as we started this. We didn't want the fast repairs whatsoever. I'm sorry, to me that's a mulligan.
Right.
Get a mulligan.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. It's the Darren Snail Gun 175 here tonight from the daytime Richmond Raceway. I'm Wesley Outlet. We did have some weather issues knock us offline. We're back up and going again, of course. Thanks also to William Tiller alongside. We've got Michael McKinnon also joining us as a driver analyst in my emergency backup when everything went south for a few minutes. Adam Fligger doing a phenomenal job of the broadcast, and right now as it stands, we are watching Blake Lothian continue to be the man that is leading the way. Blake Lothian is up in front, Tyler Dittmer second, Adam Newton, Joey Doucette. We've got Lance Miller, followed by Joey Stiers, Nate Maurer, your top 5. Of course, well, actually, Tom scoring has gone cattywampus again, so I don't want to give out unofficial information as we're still under the yellow flag. It's presented by Serve Pro, Fire and Water Cleanup and Restoration here at Richmond Raceway as we've got about 15 laps to go. All right, Blake Lothian is the man that is still leading the way. Obviously, what's your take as we're over 100 laps or under 100 laps to go in this race as one to go comes out, Michael McKinnon? What do you think of the run Blake Lothian has so far?
I like it right now because every time we get to caution, you're going to cool the tires off. I still think he needs to arc 1 and 2 a little more, or he's going to be susceptible to somebody on the outside is going to get him. You got Hunter Parsons there right now. Hunter is fantastic short track racer. So just watch for a little crossover here in just a second.
William Tiller, what you thinking as we come back to green?
I think right now you're going to see the most frantic pace of the race. These drivers want to try to get in a good position here to cross that century mark.
The green flag comes back out. We're under 15 laps to go here in stage number 2 in the Darren Snail Gun Repair 175. Lap 90 flashes up on the board as we're closing in here in this final stretch of the races. And we got some heavy contact. Look at Hunter Parsons, and behind them another storm brewing, if you will. Guys, we just got back to green. You got to pace yourselves, Michael. This is just a little too aggressive, I think. We got to get to that third stage where we start seeing crazy racing to the finish.
Yeah, I'm agree with you, Wesley. This is a little bit too much for stage points, but if they're going to do that, Blake's going to happily take it.
That's right.
I would like to see the difference between the 2 lines, Adam Fligger. Can you give me a Hunter Parsons cockpit shot? If he will arc 1 and 2 more, he will pass Blake Lothian. But it looks to me like he is running almost the exact same line.
Yeah, on the back stretch, this is on board with the Green Bay, Wisconsin driver, the cheesehead of Hunter Parsons of the Toyota. And number 15 down to the inside. He's in that number 2 spot, trying to run down the Ford of Blake Lothian, the leader. He's already opened up a 3/4 second lead, if you will, William, on Parsons. I know it doesn't look like much, but there's the interval, man, and that is about 6 truck lengths.
Yeah, and I say Blake Lothian has that David Blaine effect. He'll hypnotize you, steal your watch, and rip a deck of cards in half, all while winning a NASRA 360 Racing Network race. Right now, he is doing the hypnotic style right here. Wesley, you'll see him go into the corner, out of the corner. He'll do it 1 and 2, 3 and 4, extra crispy, so clean. That's why he's able to separate like he does.
Well, I don't know if I'd call it so clean, Michael. What you were just referring to, that could have just happened to the leader Lothian, the way he jumped off that corner and shot up to the outside wall off of turn 2. He just was inches away from slamming the safer barrier.
Well, I don't know, Wesley. You watch a lot of these races. It looks shallow to me several times. Hunter Parsons is doing the same thing. Hopefully my perception is just off, but it just looks to me like he's too shallow, but he's able to continue.
Adam Newbert on board with the defending series champion. I got to hang out with him a couple of weeks ago down in Georgia while I was working with MAV TV at the NASA events with Road Atlanta and Tacoma Raceway, and enjoyed being able to meet some of our virtual racing comrades and friends and drivers, and letting him being able to be up in the booth and experience what it's like to see the races and work a broadcast in real life, and he did a really good job. So definitely, we just got one more thing we got to do. That's stop at Bell's Diner and get some of those delicious omelets and waffles in Georgia the next time I'm down there. So Adam Newbert right now looking good. He's to that third spot, patiently waiting to see the end of stage number 2 come to an end, which is about a couple of more laps, William Tiller.
Yeah, Adam Newbert in this third position. Looking around the grid as well, he has the other Adam, his twin right behind him, Adam Newton right there. He's up 8 spots from the drop of the green flag. Tyler Dittmer slipped just a little bit here in the stage. Could be from the tires getting a little bit more slick on the racetrack. You see the other players in the mix. The Joker, Joey Doucette in the 6th spot. Lance Miller, our pole sitter, down in 7th. And then some big movers there, Wesley, at the last half of the top 10. Joey Stires, Nathan Maurer, and Jacob Klinkhout round out our top 10.
That's exactly right. All these guys are looking for stage points because Michael McKinnon, the payout window, is about to open up for these stage points as they're coming to the line. One more lap to go in stage 2 here at Richmond.
That's 100%. Blake Lothian's been able to stretch it a little bit. I love Adam's line. He needs to get to the bottom. Not up there. You're going to get smoked. You're going to get a little run. I love the big arc. Take the big arc, get to the bottom, and he will make his way forward as this race goes.
Working his way off the corner, coming to the line. Stage number 2 for the NASRA. Darren Snell Gun Repair 175. It's going to go to the driver of Blake Lothian. He won stage 1. He wins stage number 2. Trying to see a sweep possibly happen like what he did at the Roval last week, William Tiller. And now, here's the all-important pit stop. I got to ask this question as we're going to see probably pit road open. Could they go the distance here with 100% fuel capacity, with obviously 5 sets of tires? We've seen only 1 pit stop so far for these drivers. Could you go the full 75 laps in this short track run for the finish of this race, Michael McKinnon?
75 laps, I think you can. I don't think you can do 100, but I think you can. If you look at it this way, a 1.5 mile track, you can do 45 laps. So figure 3/4 mile, you can do 90 laps. I don't think it's going to be a problem with fuel. It's simply going to be how the cautions fall.
Well, William Tiller, it is going to be a smorgasbord feed and frenzy of virtual activity. The entire cavalry is going to be coming down to the pit lane. They're going to be taking on new rubber and filling up those tanks as well.
Yeah, and right here, and Michael, I have to say, the fuel tanks might get you there, but we saw there at the end of that stage, about 50 laps into these tires, starting a little bit more wiggle out of these trucks. That's the thing I'm scared about, those last 75, of how loose these trucks are going to get down the stretch.
The truth of it is, the tires will slow you down enough that you can keep control of it pretty good. You just have to do the same. You have to hit your marks every lap, and there we go. He got off first, Parsons second. Lothian in a great position right here.
The race off pit road, in first, out first. Hunter Parsons, Adam Newbert right behind them. Adam Newton, Tyler Dittmer, your top 5. Joey Doucette, Lance Miller, Joey Stires, Nate Maurer, and Brady LaBeouf. The Louisiana driver has now got himself into the number 10 spot. We're going to step away. We'll take you to the checkered flag when we return. More coverage of NASRA, Sim Racer Hub Truck Series, and the Darren Snail Gun Repair 175, 2 stages down, swept by Blake Lothian. We take you to the 3rd stage next. All right, welcome back to NASRA, the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. Michael McKinnon, our driver analyst. Adam, of course, I'm sorry, William Tiller is alongside. My apologies, I thought I was at Dakota again. I'm Wesley out. Adam Flieger doing a great job on the broadcast production. And we settle in now for stage number 3. All right, I think, Michael, this is where we're really going to start to see if you've been patient. Patience, bye-bye, out the window. Ego, gone. You're going to do everything you can to now put yourself in victory lane here. This is the final stage of the race. You're going to go for the win.
Am I seeing Taylor Peacock up there?
Yes, you are. That's our race leader, Joe Line.
So get ready and watch the line, because he knows he is awesome at these short tracks.
And he got a great launch on the restarts on the outside lane. Jason Morales is now going to be the new leader because some of those drivers, William Tiller, did not pit. You got Lothian back to 3rd, Parsons in 4th. Those are the guys that came off the pit lane as we're back to green in 3.
Yeah, right now back to green. There goes Blake Lothian to the inside of Taylor Peacock. Right now, Hunter Parsons will take the lead off of 4. Hunter Parsons at 15 machine into 1 as our race leader. Jason Morales right there in the 5. Taylor Peacock in the 81. Blake Lothian keeps trying to the inside as we're off at 2.
Got a Toyota in 1st, a Chevrolet in 2nd. That's between Morales and Peacock, a Toyota in Parsons, and boy, they're getting loose there for just a moment. Hold on there up the racetrack, and sideways goes Joey Doucette. He tags the champion. Mauer's involved. Slammed into is going to be also Stiers, and everyone else in a logjam session. Tagged into the turf gets Chris Blanchard. Caution out here after a multi-truck accident coming off of turn number 4. Ran out of room, if you will. Looked like 5 lanes became 1, Michael, or they tried to make it 5. And there's the end result of it.
It ran out of room. It looked like somebody's brake pedal broke right there. I mean, come on, Joey. I mean, that was just hit like you were at Talladega right there.
And you'll see the 16 on the top side of the racetrack. We're going to ride on board with the money man, Adam Newbert, there. And it looks like, guys, there might have been something happening in front of the 16 and the 4 before they made contact.
So we might need to fast forward Adam Flieger maybe a lap or 2 ahead if William Tiller's correct. There might have been some more extracurricular activity that happened before this end result. And then if that's the case, Michael, look at the track. It's blocked. There's nowhere to go.
You can see the 4 and the 16 make contact, but just in the sight from the windshield, you can see 2 other trucks having an issue before those 2 make contact there off of 4.
I'm gonna guarantee you this is about a lap before what we're looking at.
No, this is coming off of 4.
I mean, this is when it happened. But
and then you'll have contact.
Is that Lothian in the fence? Yes, it is. Lothian's in the fence. Oh my, I missed that.
Everybody got rear-ended.
Holy cow.
That's contact between the 81 of Taylor Peacock and the 43 truck of Blake Lothian, and that sets off the domino effect that causes the 16 and 4 to make contact all off the exit of 4 to the start-finish line.
Yeah, I'm going to apologize to Joey right here because all I saw was him just slamming the 4, but everybody's checking up right there.
You see it right there. Blake Lothian goes up the track, makes contact with the nose of the 81, and that's just going to send just a ripple effect, Wesley.
Yeah, tough break there. Joey Doucette on board with him from the tailgate view of the truck. There's the DSR electric number 4 machine of course, the Toyota of Adam Newbert. Well, here you go. Obviously, we'll see who was able to survive and handle the continuation of this race from that skirmish, obviously, and we'll reset and go again. Hunter Parsons, I think, was the lucky guy, as well as Jason Morales. I know they're in the chat box kind of bragging, if you will. We got out of this. We're good. Highline Racing went high, and we got away from it, Michael.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wesley, I think people that don't run this sim don't understand. This is so technical, and the only thing you can do to these trucks during the race, you can move your brake bias. You can go up and down. I think Blake got a little bit too much to the rear. I think he wheel hopped it, and that was it. Up the track he went, caused the problem.
Another Serve Pro caution. What is this now? The 5th one, I believe, of the race so far. The Darren Snell Gun Repair, 175 if you count the cautions for the stages as well. And that is why we're under the yellow flag here again. That's again presented by Serve Pro Fire and Water Cleanup and Restoration, making something completely damaged look completely new again. That's Serve Pro, proud caution sponsor of the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. So under the yellow flag. Hope you had a great Father's Day. Michael, I know you're a father, man. You enjoy Father's Day today, if you said playing golf, as you said today?
Yeah, I played a little golf. I had my grandkids down for the weekend. It was a fantastic weekend.
There you go.
The main thing I want everybody to understand, we have all these people that watch every week. You're like, we're not going too fast. It can't be too tough here. Whatever you see on the NASCAR side, that's what we get. You get the washout from the wind. It's going to push you out. You get on a throttle too soon, you're loose. What you saw there from Blake Lothian was too much rear brake bias. The one thing you could play with, he got it too hot. Dang, Brady looks good. Look at the boss man, everybody. Look at him. Look good.
As we take a
He hates the place.
Yeah. That's right. Now we're back under green here as the field roars down the corner, number 1. And we see the battle has already taken place here, Michael, as we're already off of 2. We're 2 by 2. These guys are wasting no time picking up right where they left off.
Now, you can get a big run off the top of 1 and 2. You can. But if you're going to leave that bottom open, you're going to get somebody stuff it in there, and then you're fighting, and you're killing your tires. So let's see what Blake does with Taylor right here at 3 or 4.
Pretty cool to see Taylor Peacock right back up in that battle. Jason Morales and others. Lothian, whatever maybe damage William he might have got there, he is right there, right back in that nest egg, battling with these guys as they work off the corner. This is 8 trucks fighting for the lead. Contact. Lothian sideways. He gets turned. Peacock gets by. It turns into a 1-truck single spin. Everyone goes high. They bob and weave top to bottom. They miss the stage 1 and 2 winner. Blake Lothian puts us under yellow flag again. Wow,
Wesley, indeed. That's the only adjective we can use to describe what we just saw here in the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Somehow Blake Lothian gets spun by himself, avoids every other truck on the racetrack. You saw the seas parted there, Wesley. Everybody avoided the 43 truck. We'll watch it here on the Serve Pro Caution replay.
You know, Michael, you obviously, we said there was an 8-truck battle for the lead. They were getting little antsy with one another. I think Lothian tried to make a move on Peacock, and it just did not work to his advantage. I think Morales was up in front of Peacock. That made everybody check up, if you will, and then Lothian had to try to overcorrected. There you see right there, and then by the time he done it, he lost it. Peacock, look at this, because Lothian was able to turn the wheel back left, that kept Peacock from being put put up in the fence.
That's 100%, Wesley. That was I'm gonna shove it in here. Let's see if it sticks. Almost did, but did not. Did not quite stick, and he had to overcorrect. He's a little loose, and here you go. Everybody thinks this is easy. They have no idea.
From the top view, look at that again. Yeah, man, I'm just telling you, obviously, Michael and William, I mean, he went for an opportunity, and I got to give props to Blake Lothian. I know he just got the short end of the stick here, but he could have took out Peacock and several others, Michael, if he would have just turned hard right into the wall.
Well, it was real good car control. I mean, once you get spinning, you want to gas it up, trying to just spin it around. And that's what he's able to do right there. This short track racing is crazy. And I've told you guys, Peacock does not run in this series all the time, but he is a short track demon. And he's going to watch this back and he's going to send me a message. I know he is. He's won at he's won at Martinsville twice. He's won at Bristol twice. He's a short track demon. The man knows how to get around these places.
And to elaborate more into that, would you say he's carrying that momentum of winning at Talladega last Friday night also in pretty high regard of that crazy finish that he picked up the victory of, what was it, 3 1,000ths of a second?
Yeah, it was 2 100ths of a second.
Oh, wow.
And I'll say this for it, okay? I love the guy to death. He's been here since season 1. Our Friday night series didn't work out quite the way he wanted to. He took a couple weeks off, gathered it up, and now he realizes it's not the talent thing. He just has some bad luck. But I'm going to tell you now, this man he's won 5 or 6 short tracks, and you better start watching what's going on.
William, what are you thinking, man? Obviously, Peacock really carrying a lot of momentum after that crazy win at Talladega you were on the call for last Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely, he is, and he's racing here tonight with a little extra mojo, a little extra confidence, and I have to go along with what Michael was talking about there. Short track demon, he showed up the high banks at Talladega. I think we're starting to see a new Taylor Peacock really let his colors fly here at Nazareth.
Yeah, I think it's, hey, let's race. We don't have anything to lose. Let's let him fly. But honestly, he's won twice at Martinsville, twice at Bristol. Run that front at New Hampshire. All the short tracks, he's always up front.
Well, Hunter Parsons is now the man that is leading the way, one of our former broadcasters from the Cheese State, Green Bay, Wisconsin. And William, you hit it on this as we get ready for the restart to wrap up another Serve Pro caution. I'll be honest, he's won at Richmond before. His first career NASRA win, controversial as it was here at Richmond.
Absolutely, and we'll see right now as Hunter Parsons will be on the outside, Tyler Dimmer on the inside. They have 2 dogs behind him, Taylor Peacock, Nathan Maurer right there as well. Let's get things rocking and rolling once again, Wesley.
Back underway, lap number 122 of 175 here as we're approaching over 50 laps to go in this race. Back to it again. Down into the corner. Down, it's going to be Parsons. He's got a nice jump, but he's got some company. Nate Maurer, driver left. He's on the inside. They're going to battle side by side. Tyler Dittmer waiting patiently to make a move, Michael, as they work out of 4.
Yeah, Maurer, huge restart right there. And if he stays there, he's going to wear out the tires of the other guy. So stay there. You will get the lead, and let's see what he can do from there.
Parsons right now with that lead. There you see him pull away now by about a truck length. Single file now. You look at this move as Robert Richards is now making a move into the top 5, pounding the pavement. He'll make a move on the machines of Tyler Dittmer. And we got another caution. Yellow flag will fly again. Trouble on the racetrack. We'll find it for you for the replay presented by On the Pole, and we'll find out what happened as we go under the yellow flag for, what is it, the 7th, 8th time now? Here is a look at what happened. Now you got the going down, Michael.
Man. I think it involves some big names in this race.
Oh, wow. Too many. Yes, sir. There you go. That's on. Yeah. There's your caution. A single spin, if you will. But I think, Michael, to elaborate more on that, I think that's actually Ed Osborne. In the 28 truck, if I'm correct. Yeah.
That's right.
The trucks look very close to one another. And it's Ed Osborne that goes around. Jose Luis Rivera also in a number 20 that's the kind of same color. But think here, Michael, back to what you were saying. I think that's an end result of what just happened. He came too loose off the corner, got up in the top, and there's trucks around him, and he just goes around.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is that way. If you get too aggressive there, that's where you're going to go. It's going to send you straight to the inside wall. So you can get huge. Excuse me, I had a lot of barbecue today.
Adam, can we back it up a little bit further before he lost it spinning in two? Let's go between. Yeah, let's see here. Michael, you analyze this for us here. What's Osborne doing? What's he thinking here?
Well, he knows he got a truck inside. He's not pinching. He's up high. He wants to get the run, but you see already the truck is a little bit out of shape under braking. And if you overload your front, you're going to loosen up your back. Goes back to
right
the throttle. Yep, goes back to the throttle, and I mean that's it. It's the thing. If you have too much front brake bias, too much front brake bias, well, load your front with the weight. This is just like real life, folks. So
I'm just amazed I'm amazed, Michael and William, how he threaded the needle, and William Dane Hagen on board with him. Great work by Adam Fligger. He missed that by a country. I mean, like literally inches. He could have got caught up in that accident with Osborne.
Yeah, he used that NASA rocket slipstream to slide right through that accident in front of him here, and Dane Hagen right there in that 39.
Watch this.
Great job right here, Wesley. Oh my goodness.
A slipstream for Hagen to miss him and slip sliding away for Osborne. This is on board with a 28. We're going to look at it one more time. Now we're back on the replay with Dan Hagen. This is going to be perfect, Michael. Look at this, man. I mean, he could have just, that was probably a move of the race right here so far. Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, if you have too much front brake bias and you overload the front of the truck, it lightens up the rear. You try to get to the throttle, and there you go. I mean, probably barely touched the throttle, he was just gone.
So another caution. It's presented by Serve Pro, Fire and Mortar Cleanup and Restoration. Serve Pro here tonight at the Darren Snail Gun Repair 175. Hunter Parsons is now the man that is leading the way, followed by Nate Maurer. As we get ready for the restart, the next lap, Nate Maurer is one of those drivers that, okay, he's won a time or two. He's kind of been on a losing slump, and I don't want to say the word losing slump. It's just not found victory lane. But with that being said, within the last 5 races or so, William, he's always up in the front to contend for a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to say Nathan Maurer, and I know the history of the 971, very competitive driver, very skillful driver. And Wesley, as you mentioned it, one of those names that came in here kind of mixed with the other drivers at Nazareth, hasn't made the splash, as you put it there, Wesley, as we may have expected at the 971. Here tonight, it's in a great shape to not only make a splash, but to make a tsunami right now as Hunter Parsons takes the green flag down to corner number 1.
Yeah, great restart. They're bumping, they're banging, they're gouging, fighting it out of the corner out of 1 and 2. It's Maurer on the outside. Parsons to the inside. He'll go stride for stride to the back stretch, and they're making contact again, Michael, to 3.
Yeah, that's how we race it, man. We're going door to door. Nate Maurer will win every race if he doesn't get caught up in something. He is that good. So Hunter's going to have to be perfect right here to hold Nathan off.
For what it's worth, it was a great battle side by side. Now it simmers back down to a do-si-do. Single file to the back straightaway. Parsons leads that cavalry. Maurer, Dittmer, Richards, and Miller top 5. And maybe they just got to wait a little bit more time to go. It's 50 laps to go, or under 50 laps to go. Obviously, I would say probably about lap 150, Michael. Is that when you hit the go button? That's when you... Well, we got a caution again. Another Serve Pro caution. Boy, oh boy. Just as soon as these guys get to racing hot and heavy, we see it stop by a yellow flag.
What'd they say, Wesley? Caution breeds cautions?
It does, yeah.
It does. Sadly, it does. And guys are trying to get everything they can get right here.
Jacob Kinsey, to answer your question, Wesley, are you hosting streams now? I don't know what you mean by that. I do play-by-play for broadcasting for iRacing, but I don't have my own per se iRacing business. I'm working with Nazareth. So if you're interested in having one of your leagues, I guess, broadcasted with Nazareth or someone else, contact them directly. But I'm just a talent. So thank you, though, for your question.
We need to get in and we need to teach guys how to do this.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I would say I wouldn't be interested, Michael. But the fact of the matter is, bud, and you know this, I just don't have no time.
I know you're in demand. There's nobody that sounds like the dulcet tones. That thing is awesome. But there we go. Little bit of contact off the rear. Looked like Newbert got somebody right in the rear. So it doesn't take much here. Let's just be honest. It doesn't take much.
I tell you what, Michael, to elaborate more, look at this here again at the start-finish line. Again, Newbert getting into somebody here, tagging the rear end of that truck and putting us under the another Surf Pro caution. But, Nazareth started in the summer of 2020 during the pandemic, right in the heart of when our entire country was shut down. We had nothing to do with our lives except just be grown men with big bellies on computers. And it's amazing, though, that it is now the summer of 2023. It's close to the 3-year anniversary of when Nazareth was the lid lifted, if you will. And it's amazing how big it is. And you're one of the guys that were kind of spearheaded with it.
Well, when I started it, of course I wanted you. We had to disrupt and some things. We had problems. Probably my fault. All I can do is say thank you to the 60 to 70 guys that show up every Monday, every Friday. We've tried several other divisions, but this right here, Monday night, you have some of the best talent on the whole service. Friday night, you definitely have the talent from the whole service. And to have you back, Wesley, you don't understand what that means to me. You broadcasted my very first race I raced. And it's just incredible. I don't even know how to say you're the man, buddy.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. And William Tiller, as we look at things as well, and I know you've been a part of a lot of these great NASRA events, man, hook, line, and sinker, I think the truck program is great for NASRA with the Sim Racer Hub Series, and, of course, the Triple M pulling trucks. I know we've had hit-or-miss races with the Xfinity program. I know we're bringing back the DSR Electric ARCA Series. There's some other things that are in the play. Cup Series didn't work on Sunday nights, but listen, life's the dance you learn as you go, just like the lyrics to the song, just like the thing in real life, just like in the Sim Series. You try something. If it doesn't work, you try to don't give up, if you will, but if it feels like you need to reset, then you reset and you try to find a better plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a driver who's found that plan here tonight. That's Hunter Parsons. We talk about all the history of NASRA and all the things that go on behind the scenes. Hunter Parsons has been one of those drivers that have shown up week after week, even with his own real life racing responsibilities as well. You see Hunter in every race. Now here tonight has an opportunity to break through once again and get a victory, and we know how sweet a NASRA victory can taste.
The Animal Keith Bradley chiming in from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and he said, and I quote, Michael McKinnon speaking from the heart, NASRA is a family, to be honest. We're ready to go back to the restart. That wraps up another Fire and Water Cleanup and Restoration Serve Pro Caution. We're back to green on lap number 137, coming up of 175 in the Darren Snell Gun Repair. 175 back to the Geico restart zone, back through the throttles. They pick up speed, and Hunter Parsons with a great jump on the outside. Inside, Nate Maurer back in the dance again, and Tyler Dittmer has climbed back into the top 5.
Yeah, they storm into 1 and 2 right there. Dittmer got a huge restart. He's going to press all he can do with Nate. If he can keep him outside, he should be able to get the run. Yeah, here we go. Big run off of 1 and 2 right there. He's going to be making a move for the lead.
Yeah, Dittmer right there on the inside of the 34 trucks trying to get a run on Hunter Parsons as Nathan Maurer right there as well. We jump back just a few spots, though. That is a big battle between Justin White, Kerry Tribute. That's to say just outside of the top 5. Kerry Tribute, a man on a mission here tonight, up 17 spots from the drop of the green flag. That 7 machine wants to taste victory lane.
William, to elaborate on that, man, we're seeing some new names that are climbing up into the top 10 that are making a quest for wins that we haven't seen in a while now on lap 140.
Exactly, and it just shows how hungry these dogs are here tonight. They all want that bone. They all want that checkered flag. No better way to do it than here tonight at Richmond. A lot of big movers. Jose Luis Rivera up a lot of spots. Raul Mez up a lot of spots, Michael. This race is getting crazy here in the last stages of the race.
And Raul Mel said, I'm going to shout him out because he's going to be my teammate next year. And we tried to learn this track. We had a lot of trouble with tire wear. He's doing a fantastic job. What you're seeing right now is these guys are going as hard as they can go, hoping the tires equalize. If you can get out ahead of your opponent, tires equalize, you're going to win. So that's what they're trying to do right now.
And right now, the leader, Hunter Parsons, as we are approaching under 35 laps to go. He is Michael McKinnon, our NASCAR driver analyst. We've got, of course, William Tiller alongside. I'm Wesley Outland. We got a 3-truck. Bottom of the lead. Contact. Mauer tags the 15 of Parsons. Parsons slams the outside safer barrier in turn 1 and 2. And another caution comes out. Everybody stays to the bottom of the racetrack to avoid that skirmish. Oh, my. You know what, Michael? You called it. That's finally what you see when you drive too hard in that corner and you can't lift in time and you tag another driver.
Well, and that's it. And the guy that got tagged probably drove too deep, high to low, trying to chop the nose. These guys are going to lift this late in the race.
Well, check it out right here as we're under that Serve Pro caution once again. And you'll see here on the entry of the corner, 15 makes contact of the 971, and Michael, I think you just touched on it.
And William and Michael, might I elaborate on this? This was not intentional. This is just a racing deal here. You're fighting for a line. You drove in a little too hard, but there's the outcome of what happened. And I'm surprised Mauer didn't lose it.
Well, and that's 100%, Wesley. I mean, Mauer's not going to lift there. Hunter's up high. He wants to get back down. He's not clear. And you can put that replay up 100 times and watch him just ease down, down, down. And that's what you're going to get. There's nobody's going to lift there.
Another yellow flag right before we approach 30 laps to go. I think this is now the 11th caution flag here tonight in the Darren Snell Gun Repair 175. If you're, and as I said when I came on the air before I got thunderstruck, William Tiller, if you're a fan of short track racing, if you're a fan of bump and runs and close fender contact, you are going to see that here at Richmond Raceway. So far, this race has not disappointed. Green flag, yellow flag, cautions, precautions, yes. But when the racing's on, they're on. It's exciting. And if you're a fan of seeing the crashes, we've seen that pretty exciting tonight as well.
Absolutely, Wesley. And let's talk to the man himself, the driver of that 15 machine, Hunter Parsons. Hunter, you got a copy with us up here in the NASCAR 360 Racing Network broadcast booth?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, man, that was very unfortunate. They've been very strong all night. What happened there from that vantage point of yours?
Well, first of all, I got to thank the admin TJ for giving a black flag for nothing, and then Nathan Mauer for running me over once again here.
Alrighty, Hunter. Well, any other thoughts about the race? You're still in the race, not totally out of it. Still can scrap out a good finish here tonight. What's the mindset the rest of the way?
Well, 971 junked us, and I believe NASCAR needs to find a little bit better of an admin here for future races. Make a little bit better call, because that call was uncalled for.
I'm confused, Hunter. Why were you given a black flag? Why wasn't the restart under review for what obviously you're saying Mauer jumped it?
He didn't jump it. They gave me the black flag for changing lanes when I stayed right in the middle of the racetrack. So definitely think we need an admin to be a little bit more consistent on his calling.
Are you talking right there when you got turned, Hunter?
No, I'm talking the initial restart, holding
Okay.
my line right down the middle. And now he is calling the 15, which is me for the penalty after getting dumped by the 971. So definitely need an admin that can actually understand racing here.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. A little frustrations there, and I we'll have to agree to disagree. But obviously, I know on the side of cautions here, and definitely not happy as Hunter Parsons. And William, I want to elaborate on this, man. When Hunter Parsons got his first career NASCAR win right here at Richmond, there was a lot of controversial things. Matter of fact, the restart was under protest to determine the winner when Parsons was given the win back in Richmond, I believe, back in the spring.
Absolutely. Hunter, we appreciate you taking the time with us, my man, and hopefully we'll see you next Monday night and see that 15 in Victory Lane. And Wesley, to answer your question there, we just heard some heated words out of the 15 machine and more controversy here tonight, guys. We just heard it from the driver's mouth. We can say all we can up here in the broadcaster's booth. Always good to hear the driver's point of view. But let's get this thing on and popping once again. And Wesley, let's try this restart thing one more time.
Back inside the Geico restart zone, approaching now under 25 laps remaining. Green flag going back in the air. Tyler Dittmer ready to bring the field back to the top spot. Nate Maurer now to the number 2 position after what happened between him and Parsons. He'll have Robert Richards to deal with. And as I said, Michael McKinnon, we got contact, trouble, driver turned into the outside safer barrier, and they're all crashing from there. Hard into the wall goes Kyle Hess. In goes Doucette. I believe that's also Kerry Tribune or Adam Newbert.
That's Adam Newbert.
Oh no, as the smoke clears, the champion up into the fence, and we're under yellow again. Wow.
Yeah, these starts getting a little bit crazy, man. We still got 30 laps to go. Almost.
Michael, if I was the race director, TJ Moore, and I know that right now Hunter Parsons is not a fan of TJ Moore. In my opinion, I thought TJ's done a great job being an admin. And being an admin race director, whether virtual or reality, because I've been in that seat before, it is not fun. It is stressful. You got to make on the quick calls immediately. And I will just say this. If I'm the race director here, I would definitely say, guys, we need to err on the side of caution. We have had multiple restarts with dumb driving, crashes like this, where Ron Hunter just got turned into the fence from, I believe, my. There's Newbert up in the wall. Oh, wow. And here's the in exchange of the other guy. Peacock, the Talladega winner. He got turned. He puts Kyle Hess around. But I'm saying, though, Michael, what a hit in the driver door for Adam Newbert. I would literally be telling these guys, okay, listen, we've had multiple cautions, Michael McKinnon. We gotta slow this down here. We're 25 laps to go. Just guys, let's get at least a 10-lap green flag run under our belt here. We're tearing trucks up for nothing.
I'm gonna agree with you, Wesley. And I go back to Kansas. I thought I was fine, but on the replay, I saw it was messed up. Guess what TJ did? He knew it was my fault. I took 3 EOLs that night. These guys, of course, a restart. If you get a little better jump, you're going to dive it in. It just, I don't know. They're going to go for every inch they get. And this is what you're going to get. It's sad, but we can't get in line.
Wow.
Like yeah.
Wow, what a hit with Curtis Rogers on board with the Citrus Springs, Florida driver. Man.
Huge hit. And like we said, that right front of that truck, and you're going to lose power. It's all over for Curtis.
I'm going to tell you this. If that was a real-life accident right there on the track, even at Richmond or somewhere else, make no doubt about it, William Tiller, the AMR safety team would have to probably go out there and have to extricate Adam Newbert out of his truck. For sure, because of that impact from the driver door. This is on board. Listen, look at this and listen. Out of nowhere, he gets hit. I want to go to the blunt impact of where this is probably the best view right here on board with Curtis Rogers. And look at how far this wreck was ahead. Now look, out of nowhere. And the thing is, Michael, he got turned. He literally was just staying to the bottom of the racetrack, and the next thing you know, he gets turned and he's up in the fence with Newbert.
Well, that's the sad part of short track racing, right? He sees the incident. He wants to stay below it. He lifts. The guy behind him does not see it. Wham. There you go. And it's really unfortunate for Adam because he was running about as high as you could possibly be on the track. And then you got 2 guys below, not clear. Boom, boom, dead. And then Curtis, like I said, he's just trying to chill. Adam Newton's involved. There's so many good drivers involved in this. It's a shame.
Man, oh man. Well, there's the end result of that exchange. And we are back under the yellow flag. Guys, we still got 20 laps left to go here.
Look, Wesley, I got the same feeling you got. I'm like, what exactly are we doing here? It's a short track. We get kind of mauled about we're terrible at short tracks. We have too many wrecks. We have too many things. And then here we go. I mean, it's just I don't know. You want to be aggressive. You want to get your spots, but you may have a ninth place truck tonight. Truck tonight.
And I'll say this, William Tiller. Obviously, we heard how frustrated Hunter Parsons was, but you got to look at it. There might be a different view that the race director sees than what you see when you're in the cockpit or what we're seeing in the broadcast booth as well.
And I think there's going to be a lot of disgruntled drivers here tonight, but we're trying to look for a happy one right now as Tyler Dittmer will take the green flag down to corner number 1.
Back to the Geico restart zone, and the restart will go to the outside lane for Dittmer. 3 wide, maybe 4 wide. If Lothian wants to get back into this battle, 3 wide off a turn 2. Are you kidding me? They're wrecking again. Newton gets turned. Osborne gets slammed to the bottom of the racetrack. Everyone else is
up into 3 and 4.
Oh my goodness. Bullock and others crashing. Joey Doucette turned around.
Yeah, and then it all started right there from Robbie Richards spinning his tires on the start. He spun the tires, got the thing outside, and checked everybody up.
Oh my goodness, you spin me right round, baby, right round. Look at this. 3 wide. Lothian could have stuck in the bottom and make it a 4 wide battle. Instead, 3 wide, and behind that, all hell is breaking loose as we're watching trucks. William Tiller bouncing off the wall, the 2 in the fence. Brady LaBeouf alongside with Kyle Hess and others spinning on the bottom of the apron. Man, oh man.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. That all started.
And then they're wrecking up in the front again.
Mm-hmm.
That all started from Robbie Richards spinning the tires on the restart. He got stuck outside, 3 wide. Everybody checks up. Yeah, it's called awareness, everybody. Awareness.
And it's called also secondary yellows because you had cautions break out in the corner of 1 and 2 to the backstretch in the back of the pack. And then while that was going on, William, you had to break in because they were wrecking in the front.
Yeah, huge pile up into 3 and 4. Just a reciprocal effect of what we had happen off of 2. A lot of drivers are going to be upset with tonight's results. Looks like we had Lance Miller tagged up in that as well, who's been very strong here tonight. Justin White's going to be tagged up in that as well, guys. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. A lot of names now on the low side of this grid. Now our race leader through all of this is still the 34 machine of Tyler Dittmer.
So let's set them back up for you. The top 10, by the way. We're on lap number 158 of 175. Tyler Dittmer is the leader. Nate Maurer in second. Robert Richards. Michael, you said he's the guy, he's the culprit spinning the tires, but he got lucky. He's still in the number 3 spot.
Yeah, he was able to get to the outside lane, get around it all, but that's what's kind of stacked it up. And I'm not blaming it on Robbie. It's so easy to spin the tires here, but yeah, he spun the tires on the restart, stacked everybody up immediately.
Obviously, some of the people in the chat box quite lively. Steve Barnett showing his thoughts of why was Maurer not put to the back. Right now, he's in the number 2 spot. Obviously, he's in second. Robert Richards is third. Blake Lothian, by the way, I got to say, Michael, what great driving strategy. Back in the game, Blake Lothian could win this race.
100%. And I'm going to disagree with Steve there. Maybe it make Parsons mad, but you're in the second lane and you come down, you get, yeah, I'm sorry. It happened. I don't think they did anything wrong there.
I don't think anybody did anything wrong. It's just quick reaction on the short tracks. And I've talked to guys like this in reality and virtually. When you're short track racing, sometimes the same moves that you make dramatically or quickly on a super speedway level that could be beast or famine are sometimes the same things that you could see here at a short track like Richmond, Michael.
No, I agree with you, Wesley. It's touch and go, right? I mean, it's just momentarily and it's gone. So hopefully he can move. But look at Raul Meza up to 6th. It just came out of nowhere.
and that's that Serve Pro truck number 37 from California. That will wrap up another Serve Pro caution. Fire and water cleanup and restoration, taking something completely destroyed or old and turning it back into new again. That is Serve Pro.
This race is. It's completely destroyed, but it's all new now. Here we go.
Try it again, that's sure. It's 15 laps to go, by the way, when they come back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out. Dittmer's Toyota gets the jump on the Chevrolets of Richard Bauer. Lothian in the Ford. He's coming. Rivera in the top 5 as we're back to green in 2, William.
Yeah, right now the 34 machine's going to take us off the corner as the race leader. There goes Raul Miz in that 37. One heck of a drive so far here tonight. Up 30 spots. You heard that right. 30 spots from the drop of the green flag. The 37 machine's trying to get that race victory as run once again.
Under yellow flag again. This time, I believe we got Adam Newbert in the 65 possibly caught up in this. We'll find out as the caution is out. We are trying to find where it all went south. We're thinking unofficially the 65 truck caught up in this caution, and that is the driver of Curtis Rogers, maybe Justin White, and Adam Newbert. So we're thinking it's a multi-truck accident. So
Yeah,
we'll
we'll have to wait and see right there.
yeah, we'll check it out here.
I appreciate it, Steve.
So we're under the yellow flag. Let's try to piece this out to find out what happened here as we're under the yellow flag again. Another Serve Pro caution. Adam Flieger, our producer right now behind the scenes, trying to find out. I want to say it's between White, Justin White, Rogers, and Newbert are the 3 trucks that randomly out of nowhere come to the pit lane, and I think that that's where that accident has taken place. We'll find out what happened, but I'll tell you what, as we're looking for the accident, Flieger is William Tiller. What a battle for the lead. Tyler Dittmer was under attack because Maurer and Richards were coming after him.
Yeah, they absolutely were, and I think Wesley and I think Michael can attest to this as a driver. This is probably getting on the driver's nerves a little bit, right? When you feel the tires start to get a little bit warm, you start to get those lines back, you know what you have to do. You've been strategizing while you've been under those caution laps, trying to figure out what you need to get done. And then bam, another caution comes out right after that restart. And this has happened now, Wesley, about 3 or 4 times. Let's see what drivers can hold their composure and get that checkered flag.
Well,
I think they're trying to find the accident, but we're not finding it yet, Michael. You were saying.
Well, I'm saying this. We have drivers in the chat that aren't even in the race upset with this stuff. So it's, yes, this gets on your nerves bad. I've ran a strategy. I want my tires good. I want this. Everybody should be on pretty good tires. They're cold. They're not bad. I don't disagree with anybody in the chat.
Sure.
But we've watched this the whole season.
Oh, that right there, bottom of the racetrack, right there on the back straightaway. Whoever truck that is.
Yep, that's it.
I want to say that was the Rogers machine. We'll find out, but there's the accident right there on the back stretch. We need to keep up with also the time of the race because it's 10 laps to go now as we'll get ready for a restart. But Steve Barnett says, and I quote, "The consistency of these EOLs should stay the same. I've been clobbered just like that, and the driver hitting me gets the EOL. I don't agree with that. Call it if you want to stay consistent with what you've been calling all season." So, and again, to elaborate, and I don't want to make anybody mad at Nazra. We're in the broadcast booth. We're calling what we see. Obviously, the way we see things might be different than the cockpit. It might be different than what the race director sees. What I see, Michael, might be different than what you see as well. There's all these different opinions of what happened, and as I said, I think we've got it on the pole instant replay. As I mentioned, it was Rogers in the 65 truck that spun at the bottom of the back straightaway where we found it.
Well, real quick, I didn't see Nate Maurer do anything. I saw Parsons.
The only thing that I would say he done wrong was he drove in hard at the wrong time on Parsons. I wouldn't have done it in one. That's the only thing I would say that he done wrong. But I will say it's not wrong. It's a racing deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. Maybe I'm wrong. It's hard. Like I said, I took 3 EOLs at Kansas, so it is what it is.
It is. It is what it is. Some of the famous words. Had a guy at a racetrack this past weekend where I announced on the back of his spoiler said it is what it is, and I said, well, that's actually the truth. As we get ready to go back for the restart, we are closing in on the finish of this race. Under 10 laps to go. Overtime is available if necessary, and Tyler Dittmer William is going on the restart.
Tyler Dittmer's a man on a mission right now. He's had solid top 5, top 10 runs throughout Nazareth. He wants to get that checkered flag. The 34 machine's going to lead Nathan Maurer down to corner number 1.
Yeah, Lothian, super strong on the high side. Usually he can't do this, but here he comes. If he can clear Robbie Richards, he's going to have a chance here.
Making it work on the outside, but he ran out of room, and he got shut door on the outside lane by Richards. Richards now down to the bottom, pulls up on the driver door of Lothian's truck, working off turn 4. 6 laps to go as they cross the stripe. Dittmer, Maurer, it's Lothian and Richards for 3rd into 1.
As we're now 1 lap under green, things are clean so far on the racetrack. We have a battle for 3rd. Heating up, though, between the 43 truck of Lothian and the 48 of Robbie Richards down to corners 3 and 4. Michael, this is a battle for the podium. 6 laps to go.
And it's going to let Maurer get away and have a shot at Dittmer. It's going to be a very low chance shot at Dittmer because Tyler's something else.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get a chance to even get to the back door, the tailgate, if you will, Michael, for Dittmer on Maurer. Maurer's already down by about a half a second. There's the great battle right now between Lothian and Richards. And don't count out Rivera and Meza. What a great job by these guys. Caution out! Yellow flag flies. 4 laps to go. We will go to overtime. If this race wasn't exciting enough, add extra innings now. The Darren Small gun repair, and it's White that's wrecked, and it's 21 also involved.
He is not living the high life here tonight, Mike.
That is the 21 of Lance Miller. Wow, and Ron Hunter getting into it.
Was that Miller coming down on Treyview right there?
Oh, man.
We backed that one up. Yeah, I think he just came down right on top of Treyview. Check the 21 truck, Adam.
And I will say this, guys. Tyler Dittmer, carry tribute into Miller. And then Ron Hunter gets into the left rear. And there you see the end result. Then a couple of other trucks get skirmished up on the top of the bank into the outside. Safer barrier. I will say this, though. Tyler Dittmer did not want to see this caution.
100%. He was gone. Now it's going to be, can he time it right? Can he get away? Nathan's going to be there. We know Lothian. We know Richards. Robbie is not going to give him anything.
3 attempts at a green-white checker if necessary. This is another Serve Pro caution flag. Fire and water cleanup and restoration. And we need a lot of Serve Pro on the racetrack tonight, no doubt, William Tiller.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was crazy, though, and Michael can attest to this when you had your outage. The way this race started out was a single file lane. We saw a little like Nashville S passing where it was inside passing, but now in these last 25 to 30 laps, these drivers have thrown all the bumpers, all the training wheels, all the guidelines out of the window. They've gone door to door with each other. They've pushed each other out of the way. This race is getting pretty scrappy here in this overtime.
I'll be honest with you, Michael and William. This has been, Michael, an entertaining race. I mean, we've had our shares of some frustration along the way. But I mean, this has been something worth wanting to sit down, put up on the big screen TV, and watch it. And watch. I'll probably watch the replay. I thought it was an entertaining show.
Well, what they say, Wesley? All publicity is good publicity.
That's right.
So, yeah, it has all of that. It's just, I don't understand how this started at 75 laps to go. I mean, I would expect it last 10, but at 75 to go, this started. There's just nobody catching anybody at one break.
Yeah, there is no give and take whatsoever. Tyler Dittmer for Highline Racing looking to try to go to victory lane. By the way, before we get ready for the restart, if you will, as we're still under caution with the lights on the pace vehicle, put back up the point standings of the drivers that have won races this year. And obviously, as you see the graphic, Stiers, Richards, Mauer. Okay, that was what I was thinking of. I was trying to make sure. Tyler Dittmer in the number 4 spot. He could have probably raced into the playoffs, William, by virtue of the points, but a win is going to solidify that opportunity to go to the postseason now.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a win it would be, Wesley, to go from broadcaster to race winner. And we talked about how we can see the reasons why he was itching to get behind the wheel of the 34 machine.
That's right.
With the runs he's had. It's all accumulating to a race victory. Let's see if he can get the job done here.
Yeah, Tyler Dittmer from Gore, Virginia was the lead play-by-play man before I stepped in for the Sim Racer Hub NASRA Truck Series on Monday night working with William Tiller. And again, he wanted to get back to racing, and what a talent he is. The pace truck comes onto the pit lane. We're going to overtime. That wraps up a Surf Pro caution. Remember, they got to take the white flag. If not, we re-rack, restack, and go again. 3 attempts at overtime. Restart, Michael, as Dittmer leading off 2.
Yeah, Dittmer off of 2. Robbie, big restart right there. Mauer got caught sleeping a little bit. We're going to have 1 to go at the line, but Tyler Dittmer, huge start right off the bat.
They'll come to the line. The white flag will go in the air. 1 more lap to go. It's the Darren Snail Gun Repair. 1 to go. And the Darren Snail Gun Repair 175. Mesa gets spun to the bottom of the apron. They're going to still race to the checkered flag. They're wrecking behind them, though, William, to the finish.
Yeah, Tyler Dittmer in the 34 machine. He's going to see all this in his rear view mirror. The former broadcaster at the NASRA 360 Racing Network can now add race winner to the resume, as Tyler Dittmer in the 34 machine will win the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 175 here at Richmond.
For those people that might be asking, we took the white flag. The white flag was out when Raw Mesa got turned into the bottom of the apron in turn number 1. All that chaos and mayhem ensued, Michael McKinnon. But after that, it was officially the race back to the checkered flag. And Gore, Virginia's Tyler Dittmer for Highline Racing is going to victory lane here at Richmond.
100%. This man has been with us since another league we were in. He's been there for years and years, and it's just good to see him finish one off. He's always there, always got the speed, always got the strategy. Fantastic job, Tyler Dittmer.
And if I could, as we're watching the 34 machine burn it down, we're coming on the heels of breaking news here at NASRA that this man right here will lead a podcast on Thursday nights. Now he's going to have a lot to talk about with his race victory underneath his belt.
There you go, and here is the results again. Pending any changes that are going to be made at the end of the event. Highline Racing driver number 34, Tyler Dittmer. His Toyota picks up the win. Robert Richards will go second. Nate Mauer third. Blake Lothian dominated the first 2 stages. Had to settle now for a top 5 finish. What a way to come back, though. Joey Stiers is 5th. Jose Luis Rivera is 6th. Sean Hamilton is 7th. Clinkhart, Brady LaBeouf for the top 10. And Taylor Peacock, even after having an accident, Michael McKinnon, he will rally back. He will finish again here in the top 10.
Yeah, he's just that good. Then we're going to see 11th, it's going to be Chris Blanchard. Then we got Donnie Lyons 12th, Adam Newton 13th, Joey Doucette's going to come on 14th, Dane Hagan 15th, Chris Kynes 16th, Jason Morales 17th, and Zach Hartwick 18th.
Look at the rest of the drivers in the field here tonight. Look at 19th, the Kerry Tribute, 20th, the Lance Miller there. A little disappointing finish for our pole sitter. The 21st position of Tyler Daniels in the 25. 22nd position is going to be the 33 of Jeffrey Johnson Jr. 23rd position is going to have the 47 machine of James D. Morris. You see that last lap incident right there is going to cost Raul Meza a lot of spots on the racetrack. He'll finish 24th here tonight. Ron Hunter in the 30 will finish 25th. Tim Hammond in 69, 26th. Brandon Bullock in the 17 truck, 27th. Noah Willis, 28th. Ed Osborne, 29th. And rounding out our top 30 is Brandon Broadfoot in that 22.
Justin White will finish in the 31st spot. Curtis Rogers, 32nd. Kyle Hess, 33rd. Adam Newbert, the defending champion, probably one of the worst finishes of his season so far, season 2 in the Sim Racer Hub NASRA Truck Series, 34th. Hunter Parsons, controversial if it may be, still the fastest truck of the race, 22.524. He was 35th. Cody Knott, 36th. Adam Cantwell, 37th. Brian Chu, 38th. And Steve Barnett will finish in 39th. The race director for the Nazareth Sim Racer Hub Truck Series was TJ Moore. And, of course, Adam Fligger, phenomenal job on the broadcast production. Coming up, we're going to go post-race after a quick commercial break. We will grab Tyler Dittmer, Robert Richards, and Nate Maurer, Michael McKinnon, William Tiller, and myself, Wesley Outland. Privilege and honor to bring it to you, the Nazareth Sim Racer Hub Truck Series, and we will grab the thoughts of a pretty wild race tonight in the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 175 with the virtual competitors at Richmond Raceway when we return on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Welcome back to coverage of the Nazareth 360 Racing Network and Season 2. Pretty wild race tonight for the Nazareth Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. I'm Wesley Outland, Michael McKinnon, William Tiller. Awesome job by Adam Fligger. We're going to grab the drivers on the podium here right now. And Michael McKinnon is standing by with the third place finisher of this event. By the way, our timing and scoring. The interval, Michael McKinnon, 0.00. We're not able to go to the thousandth of a second, only negative 0.00 between the driver, Robert Richards. Nate Maurer will settle for third. He is standing by now with you.
And Nate, hey, great run, bud. I know we got some controversy out here. What did you see with the incident with Hunter Parsons? I want to put this to bed. I didn't see you do one thing wrong. How'd you feel that kind of worked out?
You talking to me, Michael? I only heard about half of your sentence, bud.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. It kind of broke. I said we can get some controversy in the chat tonight. That incident with Hunter Parsons there going into 3. How'd you see that? I kind of felt like he came down on you, but we got a lot of controversy going on.
I feel there was me over driving the corner and him coming down. I mean, everybody knows them two are teammates. Him and Tyler teammates. The leader. Everybody knows what he's going to try doing there. He's going to come down. He's going to let the leader go, his teammate, even though he has to pit. Within 2 more laps for a black flag because he restart violation. And everybody knows what he's going to do. He's going to cut down in front of me, try to slow me down. So I got to go up around him and everything to help his teammate get away. I mean, anybody with a brain knew what he was doing, and thankfully, the race control called it right. I'm just not going to be raced that way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I mean, I thought it was nice to him. All the restarts that I was killing him on. I mean, I was starting right beside him. And kept even with him. I probably could have took the lead on 1 or 2 of them, but I didn't want to burn up my stuff and let Tyler and Robbie and Blake come because I knew Blake pitted for fresher tires. So just let him go, and now I wish I probably would have raced him harder because then he probably would have got a restart violation then for changing lanes, and maybe we could have raced it out to the end. But it is what it is. I just know I got to start qualifying better than starting back around 20th each week. It's not fun coming up through the field.
All right, I agree with you there. I didn't see a lot in it, but that's our job, right? We have to make a storyline of it. So.
Oh yeah, you gotta make it bigger than what it is.
That's right. So we saw it. We see the comments. We're all good. Other than that, Uh, I know Tyler controlling the restart there kind of hurt, but is there anything else you could have done to, maybe put a little more pressure on the front guys?
I was hoping that my teammate Robbie would spin his tires again. I mean, Blake. I thought Blake was actually gonna win that race. He had a lot, like 25, I think, 15 to 25 lap fresher tires than us, and I felt like Blake raced very respectfully there at the end. I knew that him, and Robbie were 3 wide according to my spotter, and I think he kind of backed out going into 3, coming to the last lap. So then me and Robbie were 2 wide, and I told Robbie, let's just keep this thing clean. We're gonna finish in the top 3, and that's what we did. It was fun. It was a very fun race, but now there was nothing I could do to. It's almost impossible to beat somebody on a restart with only green white checkered. You need a little bit of time, but I don't know if I could have been able to catch him anyway. Tyler's quick, man. He finished, I think, second to me a couple weeks ago at Kansas. Now I finished third to him tonight. So it's good to see these fast guys here Monday night. No more Newbert up front all the time now. It sucks for him. I just want to get a good race where all the fast guys are up front battling out and keeping it clean, but it's Richmond, so you know how short tracks are.
100%, Nate. And I appreciate your candidness. Like I said, it's going to be a story for the rest of the week. But great run of the night, top 3, got good points. You got the win at Kansas. You're locked in. Now's the time for you to shout out whoever makes this possible for you. And thanks again for being here.
Shout out to everybody that runs this league, all the sponsors. Brady. I know the race control is getting a lot of shit. Probably talk to him right now. I mean, he gives up his time Monday nights. I think he pretty much does all the races through the week for Nazareth. I mean, he gives up time every night to sit there and watch us wannabe drivers, real drivers, sit there and race, and he could be doing something else. So props to him. I know he gets put in the hole sometimes. Shout out to all you guys up there in the broadcast booth. I always like enjoying. I got a long ride to Philadelphia every morning to work, so I enjoy sitting there on my way to work, listening to you guys call the race. And shout out to all my teammates. We did good again here tonight, so hopefully we can keep it going.
10-4, buddy. All right, there's your third place finisher, Nate Maurer.
And we do apologize for the language there, but obviously you can understand some of the frustrations. And as you said, right now there are people that are praising the NASRA race director. Others are saying, "Hey, man, you got it wrong." Obviously, it is a stressful position, as I mentioned, when you're in that spot. Michael McKinnon, great job grabbing a word with the driver of Nathan Maurer, the driver that finished in the second spot. The driver of the truck number 48 for Brute Force Motorsports is alongside with the teammate along with Maurer battling for the finish. He is standing by now with the runner-up, William Tiller.
Yeah, standing by with Robbie Richards here, the driver of the number 48 machine. And Robbie, it's been a little while since we've had you up here in the podium spot. Pretty chaotic finish there at the end. Somehow you're able to snag a second place finish. Break down how that happened.
I wish I could, man. Luck was on my side tonight. Honestly, there was a little mishap there. Just like Friday night, the damn pedal stuck again. I don't know if y'all caught it on camera or not, but I was there going through the grass and passing leaders and stuff. And luckily, I had my girlfriend here to unplug the pedals and plug it back up. So I don't know what's going on there. I've tried updating and everything, and it seems to be doing it.
Teamwork makes a dream work. Robbie, whatever she did, put you in a position to finish second here tonight. Let's talk about the end of this race, though. A lot of start and stopping there at the end. Did your plan or did your strategy ever change with all those caution flags we saw?
Yeah. At one point, I was probably before all the cautions started. That second caution, before they all kind of started coming, I was debating on pitting and having fresher tires, but teammates and stuff was like, it's chaotic back here. It's not worth it. So I reverted and just stayed out and kept getting cautions and running the laps down. Blake was coming, so luckily they kept coming and kept running the laps down to where I could hold Blake off and keep a good strong finish towards the end. But yeah, the cautions definitely played a factor in whether I pitted or not, because I was probably going to pit had we had a little green flag run.
Yeah, and you see that photo finish for second. I'd say that's the difference between at least $12 or $13 right there at the line. And I want to talk to you here before we let you go, Robbie. You've had a pretty good season to start out, season number 2 here in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series. A couple top 5s, a couple top 10s, and also a race victory to start off the season. How do you get that 48 back to in victory lane? You're doing a pretty good job of it so far with the second place finish here tonight.
Yeah, if I can keep the pedals from going off, doing whatever they said to do, I could probably manage to get up front. Man, it's pretty nerve-wracking, nervous because you don't want to hit nobody when something like that happens. So I been strong runs, it's been close. I've been up front, gotten stage points, and learned a lot from Nate. I got to give huge props to him. He used to be able to whoop my tail with his eyes closed, and now I'm able to pass him or get to him or keep up with him. And so I want to give you a huge shout out to him for helping me out along the way.
Michigan next week, Robbie. It sounds like the only way to slow you down is for your pedals to become unhooked. How are you feeling about next week's race?
Pretty confident. Won there a couple nights ago within another league. Won there. Fun track, slick. All depends on how racy everybody gets, and determine on how the race will play out. Pretty strong going into it.
Yes, sir. You're coming in on a streak here, second place finish here, a race victory to kick off the season. Robbie, anybody you want to shout out before we let you go, and any sponsors on the side of that truck?
Oh yeah, huge shout out to my girlfriend, because for her, if it wasn't for her, I probably would have ended up in the pits or something, because there's nothing I can do. So give a huge shout out to her, Nate, Justin, Joey, Jacob, and Carrie for sticking it out. And being a part of the team. And TJ, I know he's going to catch a lot of slack tonight from some of the stuff that happened, but the rule book's there, and he's doing his best to go by it. There's obviously going to be some calls that he makes that's questionable or maybe even wrong, but at the end of the day, the rule book was there. I hate it for Hunter. He was the leader, and I hate it. It came down to that, but the rule book says you can't change lanes before the line, or change lane before the start finish line, and depending on who you ask, it's whether he did or not. So TJ gets a lot of slack from all this stuff, and I just want to give a shout out for him because he does do as best he can.
There we go, Robbie. Well, we appreciate you taking the time with us here tonight. Congratulations on that second place finish. Cannot wait to see that 48 back in the mix next Monday night. Have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you then.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And that was the driver of the number 48 machine of Robbie Richards there, Wesley. But I believe you were down in victory lane with a former colleague of ours who was itching for that victory lane speech.
He was the voice of the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series on play-by-play for the NASRA 360 Racing Network last year. He wanted to step away from the broadcast booth. He wanted to get back into racing. And because why? He is probably one of the best that we've seen get it done in a while. Another win, another first-time winner this season for the Gore, Virginia driver for Highline Racing. Tyler Dittmer, it was not easy. It was chaotic. Somehow you survived the war that was NASRA at Richmond. Congratulations. You're taking this race.
Thanks, Wesley. Good to hear your voice. And it was, it's frustrating when you have definitely really good racing up front with guys like Blake, Nathan, Hunter, myself, Robbie, guys who run each other very clean, Adam and all them. And then you have just a lot of mistakes that run people over and cause big wrecks for no reason, and people not remembering, where the brake pedal is and stuff like that. It's just, it creates a very frustrating race, especially for the viewers and the broadcasters as well. We ran, I think the longest run, the last 70 laps we did was 8 laps, maybe. It's just a frustrating way to race a short track. But we got the job done for Highline Racing, for Mike Morales' company, Glass Mechanic, out in Phoenix, Arizona. Getting that job done was huge, and finally glad to get it in victory lane.
It seemed like maybe a little bit more too aggressive and maybe earlier than what needed to be to determine the winner. Do you think on your side of the fence that happened that way, Tyler?
I think so. It's just so hard because people at different breaking points, but when you have a track that's hot and slick like Richmond is during the daytime, middle of the day, you have to realize that a lower brake bias is going to cause the back end to come around on the trucks. You can't dive it in. You need to have a more forward brake bias, brake earlier, lift earlier, and kind of just wrap the bottom or maybe even dime in the corner. But you got to be able to hold your lane through the corners in order to race your fellow racers with respect and not just run them over. So I don't know if it was impatience. I don't know if it was a lack of comfort with the brake pedal. I don't know exactly what it was, but definitely made for some frustrating racing.
Our NASRA driver analyst for the broadcast, Michael McKinnon, what's your question for the winner, Tyler Dittmer?
Well, my thing is this with Tyler. Like you said, it's frustrating. It's so hard going restart after restart, but you had to feel good coming in the last 2 laps, able to work your way up there. Was it just come down to let's get the jump, let's get this thing to the white flag and get it over?
Yeah, that was the thing. Just get to the white flag. I varied all my restarts. I didn't really restart in the same place twice in a row. I would go late in the zone, early in the zone, middle of the zone, just kind of mixing up, throwing Nate and Robbie different looks, and it paid off. I'd always get a really good jump, at least clear myself going into 1 and 2. And my thought was just don't overdrive the corner. Brake early, get the truck slow down, get it wrapped around. Hopefully you don't get run over. You'll have the drive off by doing what you've been doing all night long. And that's really all it was there at the end, Mike. And good to hear your voice. And yeah, glad to put it in victory lane.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Yeah, I always worry about you get out there, but you don't want to overdrive the corner, and then you let off and somebody runs over you. So good job. Just fantastic race from you. You and Blake, Robbie, Nate, a lot of guys up front, Hunter. Really good work, and it was entertaining when it got to go to green. So just fun times for me. And then shout them out, man. That's up to you. You know who it is.
William Taylor, what you got for the winner, Tyler Dittmer in 34?
Yeah, quickly, Tyler, race winner, points leader. What's next for the 34?
Just keep running good, Will. That's all we can do. Go to Michigan next week, try and run another top 5, top 10 there. I always pride myself on being a more consistent driver, maybe not getting all the wins out there that you see other guys like Adam and Nate do, but just steadily reeling off top 5s, run top 3 the last 3 weeks, 3rd at Kansas, 2nd at Roval, now 1st here. Just go to Michigan. Michigan's kind of a plate track with the truck, so anyone can win there. It could be chaos. I get wrecked out early, so build up these points when I can at some of these tracks that require a lot more finesse and some driver skill.
Tyler, I'll ask you this final question. You could segue this into thanking your sponsors as well. Obviously, with this win, you know you're going to the playoffs or you're doing what you need to do. You were already in the number 4 spot, but now I think you're going to climb as the points leader. When you're in the broadcast booth as you were last year, and then you're in the cockpit with a race that was as crazy as this, explain to our audience how you might see things differently from the play-by-play view than what you see inside the cockpit window of what happens on track when it's going on 100 miles an hour right in front of you.
Yeah, I think you notice actually a little bit of the smaller things more often. You see the drivers get loose. You see who's overdriving the corner, underdriving the corner, see who's having trouble getting on the throttle on exit. A lot of that's just part of it. But you definitely, I think you see bigger trends from the broadcast booth. So, like, I'm able to tell who I think the longer run truck drivers are going to be versus the shorter run drivers. But actually seeing the nuances lap by lap and understanding why they are as fast as they are, either short run or long run, or why they struggle in the opposite direction, is kind of helpful from the cockpit view. But yeah, I just want to thank Highline Racing, Jess Morales, for getting me on this team. Really appreciate it. Again, Mike Morales, Phoenix, Arizona, the glass mechanic. For any of your shower doors and window needs, they can fix you up real good out there in Phoenix. Appreciate them coming on board, sponsoring this 34 machine. Glad to get in victory lane, Mike. So you can see you sponsored a winning truck finally here in the simracerhub.com truck series. So shout out to Mike. Shout out to Blizzardworks Graphics for all they do. My dad, who runs that company, happy Father's Day to him. And just all the fathers out there who do a lot for us. I know it was yesterday, but just thanking them for all they do, and excited to see how the season unfolds for us.
I think I might have accidentally said in the previous broadcast that you were with Swim, and I'm glad that Jason Morales got it cleared up for us again with Highline Racing, a big win for Team HLR. The Gore, Virginia driver, former broadcaster for the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series of NASRA, Tyler Dittmer, winning tonight in the Toyota at Richmond. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Well, it's on to Michigan, as Tyler mentioned. Michael McKinnon, fun working with you again. As I had mentioned, we had worked the Thursday night Xfinity NASRA series together, and we'd done a couple of races, and all of a sudden that went kaput. But always great working with you. Always great seeing you, whether on the Nazareth track or in the booth. William Tiller as well. Michael, driver analyst, your take of this race as we wrap it up tonight at Richmond. Make no bones about it. Last two races on Friday night at Talladega, a memorable finish. This was a memorable race. Controversial, if not. No news is good news. Bad news is good news because it's publicity, as you said. Your take on this one here tonight as we'll close it out here in the Darren Snell Gun Repair 175.
I'll tell you what, Wesley, I enjoyed the race. It's, like you said, controversy. It's short track. Guys are mad.
Oh, yeah.
The whole chat is down. It is what it is. And the people that watch, they understand. I used to take this for fun. I just thought, well, we all had fun. No, baby. These guys take this for real. So every little bit of thing you see over there, they're mad. I understand they're mad. You're going to see it at Richmond next week. Big, giant 2-mile track with the big draft. We'll see who's going to work with anybody next week because today everybody's mad at everybody. But it was a great race. Congratulations to Tyler.
Thank you, Michael McKinnon. William Tiller, you know what? Just like a NASCAR event, whether it's in Richmond or Bristol or Martinsville or even Dover, might I add, the emotions are there, the frustrations are there, the celebration of victory, the agony, the defeat for everyone else, and again, a pretty wild race here at Richmond. Your take of it?
Yeah, absolutely, Wesley. And I think that last 75, as I touched on to start this broadcast off, was the most heated, the most argumentative, the most combative part of this race. I think you add an extra 25 to the end of that race. The guys were racing the first couple stages of this race. That's what caused that volume and everything to turn up. But guys, to take the attention away from all the controversy, all the negativity, let's talk about our race winner, Tyler Dittmer here in this 34. This is how good he's been 5 races into the season. Has an average finish of 4th. His only finish outside of the top 10 and top 5 is one time 5 races in. And it looks like that was probably a 4th place or 11th place finish because he has 3 top 5s and 3 top 10s to kick off the season.
By the way, props to the stage 1 and 2 winner, Blake Lothian, as well. Winner tonight, again, Tyler Dittmer, when it counts most at the payout window. By the way, this race distance in the Darren Snell Gun 175 went 178 laps. Of course, the interval 0.47 seconds over Robert Richards, and right 0.00 between Robert Richards and Nate Maurer for that 2nd and 3rd spot, as we mentioned. Pretty darn close to determine how the outcome was going to be. As always, follow Nazareth Racing on YouTube and Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Nazareth Racing, hit us a like, a follow, and a share. And if you're interested in joining the North American Speed or the North American Sim Auto Racing Association, please contact the fine folks at Nazareth on Facebook, on social media, at their website. They will take care of you and get you signed up. Next race, again, coming up on Friday night, the championship at Charlotte Motor Speedway for season number 6 of the Nazareth Triple M Pulling Truck Series. It's going to be down to 6 drivers to battle it out. And after that wild shootout at Talladega on last Friday night, where winner Taylor Peacock got it, there was no telling to see what will happen to determine the champion. For Brady LaBeouf and Cody Knott for the North American Sim Auto Racing Association of Nazareth, thanks again also to Adam Fligger. What an awesome job he did on production for all of our crew. For Michael McKinnon, William Tiller, this is Wesley Outland. Congratulations to Highline Racing winner Tyler Dittmer, colleague in the booth, and now winner tonight on the Nazareth Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. Be good to one another. Enjoy the rest of your Father's Day, Juneteenth holiday. And we will see you Friday night at Charlotte, and we'll see you next week for Monday night at Michigan. This has been coverage of the Darren Snell Gun Repair 175 on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network.